Alright, so once again, hello guys, and welcome back to our course about the complete introduction to the deep web. Well, deep/dark web. In today's class, we are gonna see the difference between both of those things. So, what's the difference between the deep and the dark web? You're gonna see, guys, the difference. Well, there is a difference between both of them, as I mentioned before, in our last class. The deep web is just a place where, for example, there is no indexation from search engines. This means that all hidden pages can be considered as pages from the deep web. It's let's say one layer of protection, but the dark web is a bit different. We're gonna see why. So the dark web, the way you can see it, first of all, it's well, imagine the deep web. Right now, the deep web with another layer of protection. So first of all, to access the dark web or the so-called dark side of the internet, you need a special software. Um, by special software, we are talking about a software like Tor, for example, which is the most used software in, well, the most popular software to access to this part of the internet. Once again, it's one, and you have a lot of other softwares that you can use. Not that much, but you have some other softwares that can do the job like Tor. In this class, we are really gonna focus at Tor. On Tor, we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with another software, but we'll principally be working with Tor. So you will need a special software to access those pages because those pages are not .com pages. They are .onion pages, as you can see in the PowerPoint. Um, why is it like this? Well, it's simple. You just can't access them on a regular search engine. Um, for example, if you take a page from the dark web, you can't connect to this page via a search engine. If you take a page on from the deep web, for example, you want to access to someone else's Netflix account. Well, if you take the URL of the person's Netflix account, you're gonna write it down, and you will be on the main page of Netflix because you have to enter the username and the password to get access. So once again, the page of the person's page on Netflix will be part of the deep web, but next Netflix as a whole, like himself itself, will be part of the surface web. The dark web, as I said, is really a part of the internet that is hidden. Once again, it's not, as people say, a place where a lot of bad stuff happens. Yes, you have this part of the internet, but once again, it can be used very legally, and for a good for a good purpose. So third thing, most pages are very hard to find. Why? Because you don't really have search engines as you have on the regular internet. The way you will search on the deep web is, well, on the dark web, is that you will really need to have the specific URL of the place that you want to visit. It's very important, and you can't just, well, play around and click anywhere because, well, it's it's not a good thing to do. Usually, principally on the dark web, it's a bad thing to do. So the way you visit the dark web, well, you need to have specific URLs. You can't just click on some random pages or just make a research as you do on the regular web, because as I said, the majority of things that are here are there are boring and not very well, bad thing as people say, but you have some part of the internet that is a bit more well, more dark, let's say it this way. What type of information you can find there? Other crypted documents, so you can have more crypted documents. Once again, you need to have access to the website. You need to find the places where those documents are. Sometimes it can be really well, important documents. um, you have legal anonymous marketplaces. So yes, you have marketplaces, not as big, well, way smaller than Amazon, but those types of marketplaces you can find honestly anything on the deep web. You can find people who are selling TVs, people who are selling cell phones, people who are selling all kind of legal stuff. And once again, I don't know why they sell it there. Maybe it works for them, but well, I don't judge. It's their business. So yeah, you have a legal anonymous marketplace. Um, and the difference, once again, another difference between the surface web slash and part of the deep web and the dark web is that, well, on the dark web everything is anonymous. So it's not on the PowerPoint, but everything on the deep web, well, on the dark web, is let's say anonymous, because the software that you are gonna use, which is Tor, well, it helps you stay anonymous. Yes, it's not a 100% anonymity, because yes, you can be tracked and all this stuff, but once again, the purpose of the deep web is really anonymous, well, going on internet anonymously. We're gonna talk about it in our future classes about the concept of anonymity. But okay, so just for you to understand, yes, you have a complete legal anonymous marketplace. Um, Also, what you have also is a complete illegal, a huge illegal network. So when I say huge illegal network, you have absolutely everything. You can have it can go from drugs to guns to, let's say, frauded credit cards. Well, a lot of bad things can be there, because once again, those this part of the internet, there is no law there. Everyone is anonymous, so people do pretty much what they want. This is why there is like a lot of mystery around the dark web, deep web, dark, well, more dark web. There is a huge mystery around this thing, because people think it's just evil and only bad people go there. But once again, no, it's a small part of the internet. It's not like the whole deep web. Like the deep web, let's say it's 94% of the internet, but the dark web and the bad things of the dark web are just a tiny percentage of it. Not as people say, but yeah, you can have very very bad stuff. Like for example, in the illegal network, you can have really bad stuff. You can have racist content. You can have some very bad websites. Um, so yeah, so that's it for this course, guys. Right now, you know the difference between the deep web and the dark web. Um, uh, Besides of that, I have nothing to say for this class. So see you in our next class, where we are gonna go a little bit more in the deep web and see how how this could be used for legal purposes, and what exactly you can, well, what legal things you can find on the deep web that could help you in your everyday's life. So see you in our next class, guys. Thanks for watching.